You know, it is what it is, brother. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to the Movie Night Podcast. This is episode 100, and you guessed it, 31. Let's go, bro. This has been a long running situation with us, man.
31.
It was pretty wild, man. It's a lot of episodes. I was talking to a guy at the shop this week, and he has a podcast, and he goes, yeah, he's really nice, too. I wish I could remember the name of his damn podcast. Hold on. Let me look it up real quick. He's really cool, man. He was really nice, and I have just a terrible stinking memory. It's like Your Stupid Face or something like that. It's like a really funny name. But it's a horror podcast. Once I remember it, I'll post it on the channel somewhere so people can see it. But he was like, yeah, we're on episode like 400 something. And I was like, dang, bro, how often do you do this? Thinking he was going to tell me like, yeah, twice a week or something. He's like, every couple of weeks. And I was like, what?
Dang.
How long you been doing this? 10 years?
OG.
He's like, a long time. I was like, I guess so, man. 400 episodes and, not weekly or even more. That's a long time.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
But tonight we're going to try to focus on, I think it came out in 2005. It's called Green Street Hooligans. I was trying to come up with what I wanted to put in the title, and I had a bunch of different words that I was putting up there, but I ended up on brutality because it's not that there's a lot of brutality happening on screen necessarily. There's a little bit of fighting and stuff, but like the story is brutal. The Texarkana, I got family in Texarkana.
Hey,
So
I'm
it's
from Arkansas.
That's awesome. So the story itself is brutal. It's got a lot of darkness in there. Like it's got some betrayal. It's got a couple of lessons in it, but it's got some betrayal and a lot of like, yeah, it's a lot darker than it seems on the surface. You start peeling layers back, and you realize, oh man, this kid's in for a world of hurt, man. And in the end of it, you get a really good, triumphant situation. But like, man, this dude. So we're gonna go ahead and tell you guys all about the story. So if you're, not wanting to hear about the details of the movie, go ahead and bounce now, I guess. But the movie's about Elijah Wood's character. I think his name is Matt. Oh man, he's a student at Harvard. And he gets busted with baby powder. And it's not his baby powder. He doesn't have a kid. I don't know where it came from. But it's his roommate's baby powder. And he gets expelled. And his roommate's like, oh, man, I got a family name to protect. And he hands him like 10 racks, bro. And he's just like, at first, he's like, man, I don't want your dirty money, bro. And he ultimately thinks about it. He's like, I can use this for something. And he goes overseas to where his sister lives to go meet his new nephew over in England. And he meets up with his sister, who's played by, what's her name? Claire Forlani.
Nice.
And her husband, and then her husband's brother, played by Charlie Hunnam. And then Elijah Wood, Charlie Hunnam are the two main characters that you follow throughout the story. That all happens in the first like 10 minutes or so. Yeah. You get all that wrapped up real quick. And then his dad drops in for a little bit. The story's crazy because you're like, if you're looking at the story from the outside, you're like, oh, it's this kid over in the UK learning about football and hooligans. And, I like this movie because I come from a background of like skinhead stuff of people that I know are like really into football, soccer, what do you want to call it? I call it soccer, but like they're really into that stuff, like hardcore. Like friends of mine did the theme song for the Dynamo down here in Houston, and they had a whole squad that went to, they all rocked bright orange because that was our colors down here. They were like heavy into that stuff. So when this came out,
You're talking about the music scene, though, right? You're just referring to the music scene exclusively.
No, I'm talking about soccer right now.
Okay, well,
they went to every game. They like the skinhead guys. That's what they were into was soccer. Like hooliganism and skinheads, the music. It's all one thing.
Right, but that word means something different in England than it does over here to a lot of people. Skinhead, like they assume that like you have an agenda with that, and you're like, isn't it just about the music with these people you're referring to? No.
Well, I never had any kind of like what you're referring to. That was never a thing with skinheads down here. It's not really a people that see like neo-Nazi stuff and think skinhead are very ignorant to it, and that's okay. It's whatever.
That's my point.
Why would they learn? But no,
point.
I'm not. If I say skinhead, I am not talking about that at all. I'm talking about. And if somebody doesn't understand that, then they don't understand it. Feel free to ask me a question, but in the comments I'll answer. But no, that's not what I meant. I meant like traditional sharp skinheads against racial prejudice. But those people were really into the into the soccer. It was crazy how much they were into it, man. It was like 40 people were going to always got these big vans full of people going. And so I really gravitated towards it was my point. Is that this one stuck out, and I like Charlie Hunnam, and Elijah Wood's a guy I've always watched. So I was really interested in this. Had any of you? Oh wait, we've all seen this, right?
I haven't. I had not seen it.
Oh, okay. Chris, you've seen it?
Yep.
Hugh?
Oh yeah, I've seen it a bunch of times.
Well, what do you think, Josh?
I didn't like it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, honestly, I guess the word people use now is mid. I didn't hate it. I just didn't like it. And I think it's not because it was a terrible movie. It's just I really hate these kind of people.
Oh,
you weren't drunk enough. Let's start out with that. Like,
yeah, I wasn't drunk enough. Definitely wasn't drinking.
He wasn't having
enough.
I mean, that really makes me question our friendship, and I'm not even saying that in jest. Like,
yeah,
that guy is so much like me. Like the whole time, Carissa just kept laughing and being like, "Yeah, this is you to the bone." Because, like, yeah, that is. I have a lot. I have a lot in common with that guy.
Not Elijah Wood, right?
He's better looking than I am, and he has cooler clothes than I do.
He walks way cooler than you do.
Oh no, he doesn't. No. All right. I walk with an awesome limp. It took me 40 years to get this limp, and I walk with it. But no, yeah, his walk is the one thing about him that does hurt me most of the time. I hate it. But whatever, I like him. He's a cool dude, man. At least I think he is. I like his stuff that he's in usually. I just watched Pacific Rim as well. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, I'm a little surprised that you didn't like it. I guess I'm not shocked, but
these kind of people honestly annoy me. Like if you were a giant sports fan that screamed and yelled and got drunk at every event, I wouldn't be friends with you. I just don't like
huge brawls with bricks and stuff.
That's why I don't drink anymore. And
I know. I was watching. I was like, I totally know why Randy likes this movie because I'm sure he was totally part of this lifestyle.
Yeah, had we met, 10 years before we did, we wouldn't have been friends. Like I was unhinged, and being honest about it. I mean, I was just. But I relate so much to it. And I understand the point of what this dude's saying. I understand what he's doing. I get it all, and I like it. I do like it. I don't like necessarily going to like a football game, like American football, like a Dallas Cowboys game, and having those people scream in my face. But I don't go to those games. I wouldn't go to them anyways. Like I'll go to I might go to an MMA event. But I mean, like most people that go to these events are people that I wouldn't associate with nonetheless. This is more like a subculture of a subculture.
Yeah.
Is what I liked about it. But it very much represented me and my friends. Like, this is exactly, we had a hierarchy in our crew of people. I mean, we got it tattooed on our throats. It's, it was important to us. It kept us, as much trouble as it got us into, it kept us out of a lot of it too, because, you have certain guys that are a little older that don't, it's kind of like that dude is the older brother. Kind of like that. The guys are like, man, look, I'm out of this now. I'm trying to have a family and blah, 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 blah. We had guys like that too in our crew. And I guess
people that are looking out for you too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming from my background, it's going to be a lot more, what's the word? I relate to it more than if I didn't have the background that I have.
Sure.
So not that I was.
What were you guys fighting about? It wasn't soccer.
Mostly it was like metalhead shit. Like
girls, probably
punks versus metalheads.
No, not girls, dude.
Really?
Not really, man. So, okay. Oddly enough, dude, this is so annoying that I have to say this, and it is what it is, man. Some of the major fights were boneheads because that's what we called those guys. We didn't call them skinheads. We called them boneheads. A lot of our major fights were boneheads, and we like to keep normies out of our scene, and we didn't want people that weren't like us to come around. Like we'd have like a show going on, right? And we'd be like, 60 or 70 of us outside hanging out. And you could tell like the kids that weren't involved with us, but that were like involved with the music were there. Dude, whatever. That didn't bother nobody, man. But it's like you're at like a punk show, right? And the dude walks up, popped collar, Jordans on, drinking Bud Light.
Elijah Wood.
Yes. And he's like, and then he got the shit beat out of him, basically. So yes. Yeah, that was a very common occurrence in Houston.
That was, I feel like I could relate to this movie in that respect. Like you sort of feel sorry for Elijah Wood, I guess, for getting kicked out of college unjustly, and he takes the fall. And so you sort of sympathize with him. And then, he gets picked on and beat on, and he starts to kind of feel his oats a little bit, and, gets indoctrinated to this club and has like a brotherhood, and it all turns to shit basically. But I mean, I thought that was pretty interesting about the movie. Like, I didn't think it was, bad by any stretch. But it definitely, like, when I watched it again, I saw it when it first came out in 2005. When I watched it again, I was kind of like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it was.
I feel like I've seen this story like 10 times.
Dude.
It's just
it's a tried and true. It's not breaking new ground. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I will say though that I absolutely hated his character up until he got like into that fist fight in the alleyway. Like when he didn't go tell on that kid. Like I got no room in my life for that shit, man. If you're gonna go out and you're gonna screw me like that, and I'm not gonna go tell on you and get you.
Yeah.
I'm in Harvard, dude. I guess it depends on where you come from, because I come from where Harvard was that wasn't even like an option of a dream. Like that wasn't ever happening. So if I'd have gotten into like UT and that happened, I'm squealing, bro. Like you're not ruining my life.
Didn't he say he had like 2 months left or something?
Yeah,
like,
bro. Like you're about to graduate and that happened. Nah, dude.
Life changing.
Screw that guy.
I might get taken out of school, but it's gonna be for murdering you and going to prison. Like, nah, dude.
Right. Yeah,
and then when he goes to the UK and then he gets in this dude's life and tells him, I'm not going to give you half the money. Like, bro, where do you get, how do you get to tell me, no, you're not? No, bro, that's not how this works. You're going to give me half that money. And like the fact that Charlie Hunnam kind of like let him come along so quick what I thought was far-fetched. Was like, I was like, nah, bro, that guy would have laid there on the ground, gotten the crap beat out of him. That money would have been gone. And he'd have went back home crying and telling on people. But it's a movie. We can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, like I felt it was a fairly accurate depiction of that, that lifestyle. But there was definitely a few moments where like, no, that's really dumb. Or they're like you said, when he just accepts Elijah Wood, and like, all right, well, yeah, whatever, come along. It's like,
come on, buddy.
That wouldn't happen.
There
were definitely a few moments.
I mean, for the sake of runtime,
I kind of rolled my eyes where it just felt a little melodramatic at times and a little on the nose. That they were just kind of like doing things for the sake of like keeping the story moving.
I mean, isn't that every movie though?
I mean, A&E.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just felt they could have connected the dots a little bit better instead of jumping straight from one to the other.
I just think that neither Elijah Wood or Charlie Hunnam are very good actors.
No.
So they don't really sell either role for me.
You're not wrong, right? But I like them both.
Yeah, no, I was
trying to figure out how to say that. I was like, I don't know how to respond to this because I can't say you're.
Yeah, I think Elijah Wood's a really cool guy in real life. Like, I think he's awesome, but I don't think he's a very good actor.
No, he's not. But he's
and Charlie Hunnam, that's pretty bad.
Yeah. He's my wife's boyfriend, so I have to take care of her on occasion. So.
Yeah, no, I get it.
When this first came out, I got into it pretty good, and I read some reviews about Charlie Hunnam. Apparently, his accent really grinds the English gears. Like, apparently, it's just bad. So when you watch it again and you listen to him, like it is really.
Well, it's like his facial expressions.
That would never bother me on any day of any week because I don't care about that kind of stuff. Like I would never read an article that said that and then had it hold any weight to me.
It kind of just makes your senses a little more in tune to listening to it though, and you're just like, ooh, yeah.
He doesn't sound like anybody else.
It is he definitely has a weird accent for sure. Like that I can absolutely agree with. I'm just saying like. Those kind of things aren't on my radar necessarily.
Yeah. Well, even watching Sons, like I was a big Sons fan.
Yeah.
But he's not pulling off an American accent either. Like I even before I knew he was Welsh or whatever, I was like.
So that's what it is. It's not even English. He's like,
I don't know what that dude's accent is, but he talks weird.
He's trying though.
Yeah, I mean he just does his own thing, but
yeah, for me it's the facial expressions. He makes all these weird facial expressions that what's coming out of his mouth isn't that great either, but I don't know. He's got more going on besides that kind of rubs me the wrong way. And I never got into Sons of Anarchy. Like I watched like an episode or two and was like, this show's terrible.
That's my favorite show of all time, dude.
It kind of surprises me how popular it is because I mean just
awesome.
The Charlie Hunnam walk and like his dialogue is just like people.
I'm not even disagreeing with that. I just love it, dude. I would rather watch that than this is gonna make Josh irritated. I don't mean to, but like that ranks higher than Breaking Bad to me. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not saying this like
that's wild.
No, we're talking favorite shows. We're not talking.
No, I hear you.
But like, yeah, I would rather watch that. But I got invested in the people. Like, I'm not invested in like his walk. I don't care about that. I don't care about the dialogue. The characters are people that I am very familiar with. Like, dude, Sons of Anarchy, man. Again, another crew of people that I very much know. I was working at the tattoo shop. I had 1% friends, dude, and like the stuff they would tell me is almost unbelievable. I'm like, there's no way. Like, he was in the middle of a tattoo once and just got up and left. Like, his phone rang. He's tattooing this dude's arm, and he's like, hold on. Pulls a phone out of his pocket. I'm looking at his desk, and I'm like, wait, that's your phone. He's like, this is a different phone. Hello, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, hey, Randy, you got to clean my station up. He's like, hey, buddy, I'll fix you up. Whatever. Gets on his bike and jets, dude. I have no idea what it could have been. Grocery run. I don't know. But it was weird, and that kind of stuff, And then I'm not going to lie. I'm fascinated by that stuff, dude. Like, the outlaw lifestyle is fascinating to me, man. I absolutely love it. I like the idea of being an outlaw. I like the idea of being the underdog, the forgotten. Like, I grew up like that. It's never leaving me, man. I don't care if I get 25 million subscribers on YouTube. I'm always going to have a chip on my shoulder. I'm always going to be kind of like, man, fuck you then, dude. Like, that's just it. Either like it or you don't. Some people can handle it. Some people can't. And Krista seems to think that Josh is wrong. Sons of Anarchy is awesome.
No, I do.
I'm sorry,
I like it.
Chris.
Oh.
Sorry, Chris.
Yeah.
I meant Chris.
I watched the whole show.
I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Yeah.
I mean, I think I could have.
Balls.
I'm sure I could have gotten into it if I, gave it a little more and
you get invested.
Started to get invested in it.
It's got Ron Perlman, not a good actor. Maggie Siff, not a good actress, but she's hot though. But like, dude, the whole show is full of bad actors.
It's a soap opera. The whole
Right.
thing is
Yeah,
an R-rated soap opera.
Yeah, it's a soap
Henry
opera
Rollins,
for dirty dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Henry Rollins shows up in it, and I love that guy.
He's not a good actor.
Yeah.
No, he's dude. You're absolutely correct.
What are you talking about? He's a great actor.
Okay, Josh, I'm sorry. You're right. That's exactly how he talks too.
Yeah.
My man Henry's like, I don't think I'm very comfortable right now. Oh, you said that? Okay. Yeah.
Don't read it, Henry.
Yeah,
You say it from memory.
He's squinting. Like, why is he so angry all the time? No, he's reading. Oh. But this movie, it resonates with me, man. I like it. It holds a. It's kind of like I don't see how anybody could not, and I'm not talking about you guys, so I don't know your opinion on this movie, but like, I don't see how anybody could tell me, oh man, I love the Boondock Saints, and then tell me like, oh, but I hate Green Street Hooligans. They're the same movie, man. Like, they're the same thing to me, and so that's the kind of stuff that I enjoy. It's like, they're very, very cheesy and corny to a degree, especially Boondock Saints, but they're fun, man. It's just like it's just bro stuff. But I really
like the bro stuff, man. Like the idea of a brotherhood, like people who got your back no matter what kind of trouble you get into. I mean, that's some awesome stuff, even though it's all crime related. I mean, it's intriguing for sure.
Well, I mean, I've had times where I was very close to getting the shit beat out of me, and had it not literally been for
with this text thing you pulled tonight, we got a meeting,
bro. I'm sorry, you're so gullible.
He's bringing his whole 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah.
Oh,
here we go. It's getting weird, folks.
Ankle deep, baby.
A whole new Texas Frightmare. But yeah, I mean, I literally had friends walk into I'm getting into some shit with a guy, and I look over his shoulder, and my friend Chris walks in the door, is paying to get into this show, and I'm like, oh man, I'm literally not gonna get it beat up now because my friends are here, and it was like 3 or 4 of my buddies come in, and and it's just like, oh, it's on now, and I still talk to Richard. I talked to him this afternoon. I mean, that dude's out doing oil rig work, and if I needed him to stop and come home, he would. Like, a few of those guys are still family, and any of them that called me, I would go help them out if I could. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's a weird dynamic. If you come from like money or something, and I'm not saying that any of us do, because I don't think so, but like if you come from like money, none of this stuff would make any sense to anybody. Because like that kid from Harvard, everything was just like given to that kid. He wouldn't understand none of it. I like the message of like stand your ground, don't get pushed around. It was kind of like I
like that.
There's a lot of little messages in this movie. I do think it could have been narrowed down to just like one overarching like theme, but I still liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I think that's kind of maybe like my main gripe is besides Elijah Wood, I don't feel like anybody really learned anything. Everybody was just kind of a bunch of shitheads, and they just are going to continue being shitheads. Mm-hmm. But I feel like that's the realistic ending. That if they would have put some sort of message or, started doing things like that, like it wouldn't have felt as authentic as it did.
Well, like the woman showing up at that brawl, that would have absolutely happened. Some woman thinks she doesn't understand how serious the situation really is. Like, there was a guy who was sitting in a car one day, and his girlfriend was crying, and we were walking by, and I was like, what's going on over there? And it turned out that her boyfriend was just, I don't know what to call it. He was very, very in need of some medical attention. Apparently, he was arguing with some guys, and I don't know that they were my friends or anybody that I knew, but they were in the same complex that I was in the same venue, and they were doing some construction work. And this dude kept telling her boyfriend, because I think she was starting to trouble, and they told this guy, like, hey, man, y'all need to leave and get her out of here. She's going to start trouble for you that you don't want us to get involved with all this. And she's like, you're not going to do nothing, blah, 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 blah. They end up hitting this dude with a piece of 4x4 that had cement on the bottom of it. Oof. Because they pulled it out of the ground. They were at a construction site, and they hit this dude in the head with it. Jeez. And when he went and got in his car, he was trying to roll his window up, and it was a manual roll up, and they just threw it through the window. And so it broke and hit glass on his face. And when I walked by, she was screaming and crying. And I mean, I didn't know what to do. So I ran into the club to see if anybody knew what had happened. And then we just eventually called 911. Nobody fessed up to doing anything that I heard of. So I didn't go looking either, but like, that's the kind of things that happen. People don't take things like that serious, and you're around people you don't know, you're not familiar with them, you end up getting yourself in some trouble. I mean, I've been in that situation where I didn't understand what was going on, and I needed to shut my mouth and get out of there, and so I did. But I felt like it was so annoying, but I felt like it was kind of accurate, man. Like, she would show up to try to get in the car, I'm leaving, I'm blah blah blah, I need you to go with me, and these guys are like animals. I mean, they're literally beating the crap out of each other. She's showing up with a baby, and this dude wants to kill her because he lost a kid. Like, what are we doing here, man? Like, I don't know. Dumb entertainment as far as I'm concerned, but I enjoyed it. I like the ending. This is one of the more silly endings that I do like, because I like that he got old buddy back, because that made me so angry. That guy's hair made me angry.
This movie is so much better if you can just about barely talk. You're just so drunk that you're just and you get into all the bar scenes. You're like, yeah, West Ham till I die. Like, next thing you know, you're British and you're getting crazy. I mean, I used to get into this movie, watching this movie. I was like, man, I'm ready to join a gang. I'm ready to whoop some ass.
Really?
Like, bring it on. But I don't know. Now I feel differently, and I really genuinely believe it's the alcohol. So,
yeah, maybe. I mean, I wasn't drunk or anything.
I'm definitely more apt to fight somebody if I'm drunk than if I'm not. I mean, I guarantee you, if I was drinking a lot, I'd have fought at least one of you guys by now. Probably Josh.
Most likely. Yeah.
I think, Randy, if I was drinking, I think you and I would have gotten it on.
I'm pretty sure.
Gotten crossways.
Well, especially if you were real drunk and I wasn't, because I don't have any tolerance for that shit now. Like, now that I don't do any of that stuff anymore, like, or being around it, I just can't. That's why I don't go out anywhere. Either, that's one thing I've debated going to another bar and getting a job somewhere else where it's a little more stable. The thought of it is like, okay, but I'll have to go to like a bar. I don't really want a bar. I like where I'm at. I'm happy there. Overall, it's pretty solid. Like, yeah, I don't want to be around a bunch of drunk assholes, because I probably would have something happen, and it would be real stupid, because
that's true.
I'm not from an area where you just run your mouth and then nothing happens. Like, so I'm going to end up being like, what the hell are you talking about? And then something stupid's going to happen, because I'm not built to shut my mouth. Like, I don't have it in me. Like,
yeah, man, I bar backed and worked at bars for years when I was younger, and I could there got to be a certain point where I couldn't even stand it. I was just like, God, get away from me. You're just making no sense. Like, go home.
There's so many just ridiculous people saying and doing ridiculous things, and you're like, don't you have to be at work tomorrow? It's Wednesday. Why are you so drunk that you can't walk? We have enough of that at Alamo, dude. I saw a guy the other day walking out, and they had him on the bench. I mean, he couldn't stand up, and I was just like, bro, I'm so glad that he didn't sit at my bar one time. I didn't serve him anything, so if something happens, I wasn't liable, because that guy was a mess, dude. I mean, it doesn't happen often, but sometimes people will be pre-gaming, and you just don't know. We all know that one girl that comes up there. She's always pre-gaming.
Yeah,
but
people, man.
No, I feel like this movie probably works better too, just in general, for a younger crowd. Because I mean, I think I watched this back in like the Blockbuster days. This was just like this was kind of cool. You pick it up off the shelf at Blockbuster, rent it. You know, not hearing anything about it, and go, oh, this movie's kind of cool. you're also a teenager. I mean, you think fighting and drinking and all this stuff looks cool. So
there's a certain part of me that's never gonna grow up, dude. Like, and it might be a substantial part. Like, I'm just like, like, if I didn't, the only reason that I don't want to get into fist fights is because I got children. If it wasn't for them, I would love to get in fights still. It doesn't hurt that bad. It's not that scary. And I'm decent enough at throwing my hands to where I won't get clobbered all the time. It's fun. I used to box with my friends with boxing gloves on in like our front yards and shit. Not very often will we actually get hurt that bad. It was fun. I mean, sometimes you get embarrassed, but it wouldn't always like hurt. You had gloves on. Oh, I'll tell you what, though, I wish we'd have thought to wrap our hands. We hurt our hands a lot doing that stupid mess. But it was fun. It was a good time. We had gloves with no wraps on. Dude, we're dumbasses. Go out there and just like take your shirt off, punch each other until you can't punch no more, and then that's it.
There was a big hooligan mayhem, I guess, in March.
That's awesome.
West Ham and Lazio joined forces to ambush Napoli fans ahead of.
I mean, that doesn't even surprise me.
I'm just like, real talk. It's still
that shit
still
is
out
so
there.
stupid.
I mean, it's like I can understand why you think it's stupid. I just don't agree.
Yeah.
It's just because that's how they live. Like that's what they do. That's what's important to them. Like standing up for the honor of their squad or whatever. Like it is stupid. Like I can objectively, it's just dumb, right? But like when you're kind of poor, you ain't got nothing going on. You ain't got nothing going on in your life. What makes you proud? Your team doing well, and some dude's over there also drunk, running his mouth. You're actually like losing. Your team's losing, right? Now you're all pissed off. Yeah, man, fights happen. I think it's more like a, what's the word, man? It's like a monetary thing. It's not necessarily a, people that are poor do this, man. Like,
I'll say it's a very narrow-minded, not to insult it at all, but it is kind of just a narrow, you're in this little area and that's all you care about. You care about your reputation, you care about your friends, which isn't bad, but just you don't think about the bigger picture of, what I'm going to do later in life, and I'm going to have a family and have kids, or no, I'm just going to fight people and go to jail.
Even if you have a family and have kids, man, a lot of these people still get into that mess because, like, I often look at it and think, like, okay, if I hadn't have met Carissa, I would be in a world of mess right now. I wouldn't be where I'm at. I would likely not be here. I would almost certainly be in jail if I was still alive. And so, like, if I didn't have almost like the nonsensical thought process to be like, oh, I can do bigger and better things, I would have gotten stuck in that too, man. Just in the music side of it, not necessarily the soccer side, but like I was into a rough lifestyle, and I just happened to think probably, I was probably an idiot, but I was like, no, I can do something bigger than this. And so I started doing YouTube channels. I wanted to open a comic book shop. I wanted to start a small little label and start making clothing and painting and all this crap. I thought I could do better than that. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. It's still, to be determined, but had I not had that in me, I would have been stuck in this very violent way of life and frame of mind all the time. I mean, that's what we did. We woke up on Tuesday and we're like, damn, is it Thursday yet? We got a show on Thursday night. We got one on Friday. We got one on Saturday, bro. I couldn't wait till the shows were. I mean, like, that's all I cared about for years, dude. Waking up, getting my meds and going to a show, bro. And we go out there and fight people and get thrown off and hang out with my buddies and barbecue and, felt like crap all the time, and it didn't really matter because we had our people around. I mean, dude, tons of people showing up, teeth missing and stuff. You're like, yo, what happened? Oh, Friday night at the terror show, I got to fight this guy in the bathroom, and he was trying to use the stall, and I was trying to use it. Some stupid bull crap like that.
Yeah,
and missing a tooth over it. So I mean, I do feel like it's narrow-minded. I feel like I was lucky enough to be stupid to a degree that made me think I can do better.
I think it's just this particular brand of it kind of. They just bug me too much because I was thinking, like, I like crime movies. Like Goodfellas is a brotherhood. Like, it's not that far off. It's just that
those people are just as stupid and annoying. They're just
exactly. They are stupid, but
better.
They're.
Let's be honest. It's a better movie.
And they're like, I think they're they're trying to go somewhere. They're not just fighting people.
That's what I was gonna say. They have a little bit grander aspirations.
Exactly. I think that's the difference for me. Like they actually have like plans, and they're they're always trying to get ahead. And these guys are kind of just stuck, in their circles brawling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different perspectives.
I don't think they like Americans much either. So you could.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah,
That's cool. Yeah, I'm cool.
Or
with
journalists?
it.
They don't love journalists either, I guess.
Yeah, they have a problem with those. Yeah.
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 I mean, it has problems. It's not a perfect movie by any stretch of the word. I hate Claire Forlani, so she's a
nobody in this is very good. I like Elijah Wood. I think he's a better actor than Charlie Hunnam.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
for sure.
I'm not trying to upset Chris, but like he just kind of feels out of place in a lot of things that isn't.
Well, it's because he's a cool dude that
he's
looks like a twerp.
He feels like he's trying to be cool. That's the the problem.
Let's just say he I guess he doesn't maybe have that much range, and maybe it's just a bit of Lord of the Rings. I can't see anything else.
You know that kid that's in Terrifier 2, the little brother?
Yeah.
He needs to stick to cool roles like that because that fits his personality more than trying to be a tough guy. Because he's not a tough guy. He never will be. And like Come to Daddy, that was a perfect role for him, dude. It made sense. It's exactly how I think he would behave in that situation. But this one, it was a little hard to believe. I still liked it.
Yeah.
But it was it was a little hard to believe. A little hard to believe. Oh, poor Elijah.
He just kind of just plays that role in every movie, though. You know, he's just kind of like the he's always shocked and out of place, and like got these like wide eyes, like what the hell's going on?
I have to carry the ring now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hugh's trying to bust his O-ring.
No.
With your 5-gallon bucket.
Bucket of lube.
Let's go. All right, speaking of buckets of lube, what are we watching this week, Hugh?
I got. I'm coming with the thunder.
What a transition.
I don't know if I believe you.
Let me see. I was gonna pick. God, I'm drawing like Perfect
Devil
Blue.
Juice Barf Babies? What?
I know you guys have already seen Perfect Blue, and I went around and around and around, but
what's it called?
I think I'm the only one that has
Perfect Blue.
The anime, right?
Anime.
Perfect Blue, the anime, yeah.
But you can watch it in English.
I've heard it's amazing. Yeah, I've heard
it's really good.
Really great things about it.
It's really good.
Yeah, a lot of movies borrow from its premise, I think. So if you're watching it and you're like, I've seen this before, it's because that one was the original.
Yeah.
The OG. So yeah,
I've heard great things about it. I'm not really an anime guy, but that one.
I was going to say, you guys might have to give me the clip notes on this one.
You are tonight. Yeah.
It's been on my list. This one has.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. I feel like some animes like require a bit of like anime like background info.
Indoctrination.
They all just kind of like have their own little things and their own little tropes, and they get kind of silly sometimes. But I think this one's a bit more accessible.
Okay.
Than most. It doesn't have quite some of that silliness that animes tend to get.
Well, I will commit to starting this movie. I will not, however, commit to finishing it.
I'm kind of curious as to what you're going to think about it. I don't think it's like a bad movie by any stretch. I mean, it's got high ratings.
You might be pretty surprised. Wait, have you seen it?
I've seen it a million times.
Okay, I mean, I'd be surprised if you saw it, thought it was bad, and still recommended it. I'd be pretty bummed out. I'd be like, "What are you doing, man?"
Yeah, one of my sons turned me onto it. Saw it in the movie theater, and I was like, "Dang, this is crazy!" So, Alamo played it.
I mean, I'm kind of just talking shit. I don't have any reason.
Yeah, no. Alamo played it, and they played occasionally. So, like, if it's ever on again, I may go check it out. But I had a really tough time with this pick, and so hopefully you can power through it. But I was just like, everything I looked at, you guys had seen, or it wasn't.
You got to stop making it such a big deal, man. It's really not that big a deal. It's just
it means a lot to me. It's a big deal to me.
Chill, bro.
Just pick Fight Club again. We can always watch it.
We just watched it. Freaking Green Street Hooligans.
You're gonna force me to pick Bad Milo again just to prove a point.
Bad Milo.
I'll commit to starting it. I won't.
I'll just pretend I watched it.
He hits play and then hits stop. Was
I'm
like,
gonna hit flush.
I can't throw myself finish it.
Hit flush. Oh man, that's awesome. Anybody watch anything else this week?
I watched Ant-Man.
The first one?
No, the new one. It's terrible.
I mean, I liked it.
Oh, that's so bad to hear.
It was bad. It was
I didn't
bad.
love it, but I liked it.
Like Jonathan Majors was pretty good at it, and I guess maybe he's not going to be in it anymore.
Nope, sure ain't. I like
yeah.
all the visual stuff that went on in it, and I liked MODOK.
Oh, I thought MODOK was terrible. It was so stupid. The face was stupid.
The whole entire MCU is stupid, in my opinion. So I mean, like, if I'm gonna watch any of it, I'm just gonna watch it like being like, man. I think all of the movies are pretty dumb.
This one was.
I said the new Guardians was pretty solid. But
the new Guardians was solid. This one it did not do anything.
I mean, it wasn't like any higher than like a 6.65 for me, but it was okay. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I watched it. It was better than Black Panther.
How was Paul Rudd? Was he funny?
Not really.
Oh,
this was pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, I like Black Panther the last one way more than
what? That movie's terrible.
Yeah,
except for Namor. Namor was pretty fire, but I mean,
Namor was cool.
I mean, making the sister the Panther was so stupid.
How was it bored?
Yeah, they should have just recast Black Panther. I'm sorry, dude. All respect to.
No, I think so too.
To Buddy, but I got to watch. You know what I watched today? I wasn't feeling well, so I thought I was going to fall asleep during it. I ended up watching the whole movie. It's called Missing, I believe. The first one's called Searching. Dude, I feel like the book would be better than the movie because, like, during the film. Okay, so the movie, anybody doesn't know what it's about. It's about a girl whose mom goes missing while on vacation, and she's using like internet search history and social media and such to try to find her. Okay, so like the story was okay. The acting was absolutely atrocious, dude. And if I'm saying that should hold some weight, dude. The acting was bad. I'd almost want to get one of you guys to watch this just to hear if I'm tripping or not, because it's on Netflix. But the story is compelling. The story is cool, man. It's got some twists and turns in it.
It's got Kumar or Harold or one of those guys in it, right?
No.
John Cho?
No.
Yeah, Harold.
Oh, no, that's the first one.
Using the other one, yeah.
That's the first one. This is the sequel. The second one in the line or whatever.
Okay.
That one was really good.
Sequel.
That one was really good. No, it's like, I say sequel, but like the second one in line. It's like an anthology. The first one was pretty solid.
First one was pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, but they took this one, they went like way bigger than they should have gone with it. And like everything was a swing and a miss. Dude, the acting was bad, but the story was good. Like in parts where the screen is on the person, dude, there's no screen in the history of people that stays that clear for that long without any problems. It just doesn't happen. So it's like this crystal clear phone screen, and I'm like, dude, it's just, I don't know. It was too perfect for like what it was supposed to be. I don't know. And a lot of it was, there's a lot of stretches, in that one. But the story was cool. I would like to find out if it's written somewhere. So like if it is, I would probably enjoy reading it a lot better than watching it. But I also started watching the McGregor Forever. Thinking that I think it's a 4-part series on Netflix.
Oh,
I started that.
Okay.
Yeah, it just came out this week, I think, or maybe last week. But
he could be in a firm. He is the like ultimate representation of Green Street Hooligans in the UFC.
100%.
I probably don't like him for the same reason I don't like Green Street Hooligans.
But I started watching that. It's pretty cool to look into his life like behind the scenes. It's kind of interesting, honestly.
It is
cool.
It is nice to see like a more real version of him.
Watching him have to suffer through injuries, watching him play with his kids, those things make me kind of.
It still gets into the annoying Conor McGregor stuff.
Yeah. Well, he's kind of an annoying person.
I mean, that's just kind of who he is.
I mean, I can accept that.
From my perspective, I think I liked it at first, and then once he got popular, it got kind of old, and he just kept doing it. It was fun watching him come up. It wasn't as fun watching him be on top.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's definitely a more interesting character. Yeah. Coming up.
I wish he'd retire and just make a movie about his life because he's had an interesting life.
Yeah.
That's what I wish he'd do. Retire, get somebody to help you write a story, write a book. I'll read the book too, make a movie out of it, and then go on, collect your millions and millions of dollars and just chill, dude. He's a legend, dude. He changed so many things with MMA that nobody can debate. He's gotten pay raised. He holds records in MMA. I mean, he's done things that nobody else can. You can't debate them. They're not opinions. They're facts. So he's got nothing else to prove, man. Like, what are you doing, bro? And I don't think there's anywhere but down from here. Like, how can you go up from here? So
I mean, he's got talent, but he just once you get to the top, you're not going to have that hunger.
Not only that, but like, dude, you're not going to just go through and beat all of those guys. I don't have a doubt in my mind that he'll likely beat Michael Chandler. Okay, what's next in line, dude? Habib's homeboy or Poirier again? I mean, those are hard fights. I don't.
Yeah. Does he care more about money or legacy?
Well, if he was still fighting, then he clearly cares about fighting because he doesn't need to. But like,
I don't know.
At a certain point, dude, like it is what it is. Accept that you're not that guy anymore. Except like, I think that's where people have the problem in all walks of life too, man. Not just him, but like, they can't accept that they're no longer who they once were. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's got to be pretty tough to wake up in the morning and think like, man, I knocked out Jose Aldo with one left, and I can't beat somebody I've already beaten. Like that's gotta eat at you when you're that kind of guy, you know.
Yeah.
But anyways, I started watching that. I haven't finished it yet.
It was pretty solid. I still cringe a few times at some of the Connor stuff, but I only got one episode in. But it was nice to see.
Yeah, I'm like 1.5 episodes in.
Yeah, it was nice to see him like with the walls down a bit.
It's cool seeing him with his kids.
Is it more about the recent stuff? Because there was a doc that came out about him maybe 5 years ago.
It kind of spans like his whole career.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, man. It's because it starts off with footage from way back in Cage Warriors, and then it's got stuff from him. Like as far as I understand, it heavily features the Poirier fights too. Like it talks about his whole career because it has a big long 10-minute segment on when he had to have hand surgery because he broke his hand in sparring or something, and he had these big giant pins in it. I never knew about that. Like there's things you get to learn about the guy that it isn't going to necessarily make you like him if you don't, but you'll have a little more respect for knowing what kind of stuff that he went through, which is why I watch things like The Last Dance about Michael Jordan. I don't like Michael Jordan, but I would like to know what made him tick. And, excuse me. Yeah. It's no debate. He was the greatest of all time. Him and LeBron's a very close battle, and I don't think anybody's really wrong in that debate. It's just who do you like more? But I mean, you get one of these guys every 50 years, But I didn't really have much time to watch anything else other than that stuff. But I'm off on Thursday and Friday, so I'm likely gonna probably get a lot of work done. But I'll probably watch a couple of things. I want to maybe watch Terrifier again on the way to Dallas.
I watched a good one, Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind. Studio Ghibli's first movie. I know you're really into Ghibli's,
more anime.
But anime. I feel like I've seen everything I turn on. I'm just like, eh. And then, I turn on this little anime and I was like, holy crap, this is a good movie. It's kind of like a weird Dune vibe. But yeah, man, I really liked it a lot. And I've seen a lot of Ghibli movies because my kids like them. And I was like, those really didn't speak to me as much as this one did. So I don't know.
What's
if
it
you're
called
into
again?
Anime. Nausicaa, Nausicaa, Nausicaa in the Valley.
I mean, honestly, I don't like anime. Like, I don't actively dislike it, but I don't like it.
I've been there.
If it's good and it's good, I mean, I don't really care what kind of.
I used to really not like it. I would always be like, "That's a cartoon. I don't watch cartoons." But my kids really it got me away from that. Now I'm like, God, I missed all this content. I was
thinking about jumping back into some Japanese stuff again.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in the mood for some samurai stuff. But I'm also in the mood for painting. Block printing got me back in the mood for samurai stuff. I don't really know why. Maybe because it kind of felt like calligraphy or something. But it just made me want to go watch them. I was cutting this crap out of this thing, watching the wood fall down. And I was like, I feel like watching, Seven Samurai or something. And I was like, oh no, don't get into these long, dramatic epics again. Oh.
Yeah, I just started a 3-hour Kurosawa movie.
Oh yeah, which one?
Redbeard.
Oh, okay.
I've never heard of that one.
I've not seen that.
Last Mifune movie, right?
I think it was. Yeah, it's not a samurai movie, but it's set in that period, and Toshiro Mifune plays a doctor.
Yeah, I think that was his last one.
I think so.
Kurosawa.
I'm gonna send. I figured out what that guy's podcast was called. I don't know what just jogged it in my brain, but it's called Your Stupid Minds.
Okay.
And what it is they watch bad movies and then they talk about them, but it's all mostly horror stuff.
There's lots to choose from.
Facts. But this guy was super nice, man. So I'm sending it to the group chat right now. If you guys want to just at least give it a follow and maybe watch an episode, see if you dig it. He was talking about jumping on and doing something with me at some point. For anybody that's here that's interested in music stuff, I'm going to be doing a Terror Lowest of the Low 20-year retrospective video. I've already gotten my notes almost completed on it. And I'm doing a Juice WRLD Goodbye and Good Riddance 5-year retrospective. That one is going to be, I'm going to probably have to just ignore the comments on that one because all of my notes are going to piss off people. But this was a love story to opiates from this guy. I listened to it front to back multiple times. And while I understand it, boy, I tell you, it's hard to listen to as a 41-year-old recovering addict that's got kids and like not see it from my point of view, you know, and like, but it's haunting and beautiful at the same time. Anyways, if you're interested in those things, I got that coming out, and I got some other podcasting stuff happening, and 31 Records got some more releases coming out, and this summer I'll have 2 coming out, so maybe 3 if I can get the money together. So lots of stuff happening over here. I'm not busy at all. Got plenty of time to hang out and watch 3-hour movies. So
let's do it.
Cool, man. Well, I guess we'll see y'all next week. What's the movie again, Hugh?
Perfect
Blue.
We'll write it down. Hold on.
It's on HBO.
Oh, is it?
Or Max.
It's Max now. Yeah. Today was the day, right?
Yep. I tried getting on and it wouldn't work.
We had to download a new app or what?
Thanks, Josh. Yeah.
What? I just work for AT&T. It's not my fault.
I know. But yeah, you have to download a new app. And
really?
Wouldn't let me log in for some reason.
Stupid. Why wouldn't they just update the app?
Because balls.
And supposedly they changed the app around. So like the apps, I mean, not to say HBO Max had the greatest app in the world, but it was okay.
It was okay.
I was used to it.
That's what it is. I was comfortable with it.
Yeah, supposedly they took away all the categories and stuff that they had on like the sidebar.
What?
And
that makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, it does. I'm stoked.
Like all the operations, like the TCMs and the different things.
I think all that stuff's gone.
No.
Dang.
But I haven't run in.
My favorite thing about that.
Well, all the stuff's there. It's just not organized like it was before.
That's crazy.
That makes
from what I heard. Like I said, I couldn't even get in. So that's just. I was trying to figure out if like there was like a widespread. Apparently, there was some widespread issues that.
Oh, I'm sure it's the launch. So
yeah,
it's gonna be horrible.
But Perfect Blue is on there somewhere, and I think you can even watch it. You can watch it dubbed, or you can watch it subtitled.
Well, I'm pretty sure I saw it on Prime for like $2, and so I'll probably
I think it's on Shudder. I want to say I don't remember though, but
I think you're right too. I think it is on Shudder.
Oh, it is. Yeah, sure is. Well, I'll be using Shudder then, because that's what I. That's what I
does
prefer.
say Shudder.
Man, are you guys ready for this weekend?
Hell yeah!
Oh yeah!
Hell yeah!
I feel like absolute boo-boo crap right now. I'm hoping I feel way better because, dude, my whole face is hot, but I'm also cold.
You look fine to me.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Just kidding.
No, oh man, check it out. My weird chair. Dude, look at that. Let's go.
I was thinking about buying one of those.
Dude, no. When I got it, if you order one tonight, you get it by Thursday morning, man. I would get one, dude. It's $24.99 plus a 5% off coupon, so it's like right about $25 with tax.
On Amazon or what?
On Amazon. And dude, I'm telling you, when I got it, I was like, okay, now it's really time, because I've already used it once in my store. I'm thinking about getting rid of my chairs in my store and just keeping 2 of these behind the counter to have a little more room in there. And if someone wants to sit down, here you go, boom, pop it up, let them sit down. It holds up to 480 pounds, it claims, but I'm not close to that, obviously, not yet, anyways. But yeah, man, they have colors too. You can get red, blue, green, pink, yellow. Chris was a little surprised I didn't get pink, but.
Yeah,
but you don't like tip over or something? Like, can you sit on that for like 6 hours? And
I mean, first off, I wouldn't sit on it for 6 hours, but I mean, why would you sit on it that long?
I mean, or you're gonna stand for 6 hours? And
I don't know. I think like 6 hours is max load for me. Like if I'm sitting,
but why would you sit on it for that long?
Well, if I'm there for 6 hours, I'll probably get up and sit down and get up and sit down a few times.
No, I got it strictly for like just waiting in line mostly, or if my knee just really starts to ache.
Cool.
You know what I mean? And it's not even exclusively mine. Y'all can use it if one of y'all needs it too. It's just I just thought it'd be a wise decision to have it with me, especially with how bad my left knee has been acting lately.
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna bring a knee brace with me, which is hard to admit, but I'm probably gonna have to bring one with me, man. It's hurting right now, but whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, it's a pretty cool little contraption, man. You know how I found out about this is a guy brought one into the store with a box of crap he was selling, and he wouldn't sell me this thing. And I was like, you won't sell it. Because I thought he was selling everything in the box. And he was like, yeah, everything but that. And I was like, why won't you sell it? And I didn't care, but I was like, why won't you? And he goes, it just works too well. And I was like, what is it? And he goes, it's a chair. And I was like, that's a chair? He's like, yeah. I pulled it out and cracked it open, sat on it. And I was like, well, damn, it is a chair. And he's like, yeah, bro, it works really, really good. I was like, where'd you get it? He's like, somebody gave it to me. I said, well, shit, I got to figure out where these are at now. And I looked them up. And then the only one that I found that was like, reasonably priced and going to get here on time was on Amazon, of course. And it's exactly the same one he had. So
that's funny.
Cool.
This and my sleep token LPs. Yay. Oh man,
You know you want to.
throw them in the trash, maybe. Oh god. Yeah, dude, you know that's what it. Well, that's what it is, dude. His voice, I can't handle his vocals, man. Like he just sounds. I don't like it. Whatever though. Who cares? You know what I listened to that I was surprised I liked? I listened to that new Ghost EP. That shit jams.
You
dude.
liked it?
It was awesome. Like really good.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I want to like put it on my like stereo all the time, but yes, it was extremely good. I was shocked at how much I liked it.
You didn't like it, Chris?
Oh, I hate Ghost.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I don't know much about them.
Yeah.
But I gave it like a 9.5 out of 10. Like it's almost perfect.
Damn.
The only reason that I didn't give it a 10 is because it's one of the songs is just too long for me. I don't like them 6-minute songs. But yeah,
No,
I mean,
that's why I didn't like Sleep Token, because that's like 2 8-minute songs.
Bro, that's so dumb, man. Like, no, dude, I'm done.
Those are like my 2 favorite songs on the album.
But I mean, you know, you don't want to listen to the Unseen every day either. So I'd be shocked to come over to your house. You're wearing like an Unseen shirt and a fucking battle vest. I'm like, what happened? Where am I at? What century is this? And what world are we on? One of the fellas from the Malum show is going to be, excuse me, at the thing on Saturday. I'm hoping to run into him.
Yeah, the sheriff guy, right?
Yeah, the skinnier of the two fellas. I can't remember their names.
Very cool.
Matthew, I think his name was. But dude, I'm sorry, guys. But yeah. Anyways, all right, guys, we'll be back next. Actually, I get off of work at like 8:30 all 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So whatever day I get off, probably Monday would probably be the smartest. No, let's just put it back a week because we're gonna go out of town this weekend.
Yeah.
So let's give us an extra week, and that way we're not stressing about it. Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks with Perfect Blue. Otherwise, we'll be bringing some footage back from Texas Frightmare Weekend in Dallas, Texas, of all places. So look forward to that. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next Horror Hangout, folks. Peace.